Today I just want to take you through the town of El Estrecho Abajo. This is where we go on Mondays and Thursdays to deliver our devotionals. What you're seeing now is just the beginning of where we start to do the devotionals. This area here that we're going through is just the very beginning. Just a few people, a few houses in between. But in a minute, I will show you Lee, who delivers our devotionals for us. And this is the area that she herself walks on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can see here that it is a gravel road. It is very bumpy. You can see the curb. Yep, there goes our road to Cal. And you can see the curbs here. And the mayor of El Estrecho Abajo, who was recently elected, is having curbs and sidewalks put in. And as we drive through the village, there may be some big potholes or some big ditches that we've got to look at. And this little dog here likes to greet us every time we go through. And it'll come up and try to, not bite my feet, but like to see how close he can get to me. And you can see the village really is not all that populous. And in the mornings when we go through, we always have a herd of cows or two to go through. And not only do we have to avoid them, but we have to avoid the patties that they leave in their wake. But here we're getting into more of a populous area. Excuse me. And coming up on the right here pretty soon is where the Catholic Church is, and where we built the house for Oscar. And through here, you can see the crossover, which is the Catholic Church. All along the left side, they dug down and they added the main water line going through the city now, or through that area, so this way everyone can get water coming in. And you can, there's a lot of the houses here, really for the most part, are nice, but you'll see where there may be some you're wondering how people live in them. Over to the right there, you just saw was a small little business. It's a small little tienda. And it's not uncommon as we go through some of these villages to see the compounds, people living in there. This is a guy who's going through and selling stuff out of the back of his truck every morning. Here we're kind of getting a little bit out of the main part of town, but it's everyone. This is at about 7 o'clock in the morning when we go through. And it's not the smoothest roads in the world, but they work. And here we are stopping off at Lee's house. And this is Lee. This is the girl who delivers our devotionals for us. And I've got to deliver them, so now we are heading back out onto the road to deliver, or to get ready to take ours. The house on the left we just passed is a house I helped build about 5 years ago. And now we're kind of going more out into the country part of Abajo. All told, it takes Lee about an hour to an hour and a half to deliver the devotionals through here. And here's a kind of a newer house that was built a few months ago. And this is a typical little, like what I call a compound of houses that one will start, and then they'll just keep adding more houses to it. And you'll have 3 or 4 houses put together on a piece of property. And you can't really tell now, but we're kind of going uphill. And over on the left is kind of be some houses that you can't see. And there's a bump that I just hit. And over here to the right, down below, is a bunch of houses. And we're getting back into a small little populated area of the outer skirts of El Estrecho Abajo, and we have to slow down really much because of all the potholes, the dips and the bumps and the water. And over to the right, back in the back, is a bunch of little kids with some adults, and just a whole bunch of fun to deliver the devotionals to. On the blue over there on the left is a small little tienda, a small little shop, mom and pops, that will service most of this area from here forward. And then as we just keep going, there'll be a small little housing development or small little section of houses here on the left. There's about 4 or 5 houses in a row. Most of them are back up and onto the left. And there was a woman back in there that we used to deliver cupcake holders or little cupcake papers for. So this way she could make her cupcakes and then she would walk around and sell them. And that's how she would help support her family. And then we're now getting to about the end. And this is where I start.